Hi everybody, it's Mike the Healer Gut Guy, and in this video I'm going to show you the true cause of ulcerative colitis. So the other day I was talking with somebody, a gay male, and he was telling me about how his ulcerative colitis started. And so it has a lot of drama. It's actually a very exciting story if you tell me. But so his colitis started after a very traumatic event. It is a conflict shock that puts our gut into overdrive, or our colon in this case. And so for the colon, the theme is an ugly, nasty, disgusting, filthy thing that happened in your life. So when I asked him this question, I said, when did your symptoms start? He went, it was in college. Can you remember a filthy, disgusting thing during your time? And he goes, oh yeah, yeah. I was dating this guy, and he was disgusting. So he kind of got into a relationship with this guy, and things were going great. And then one day he kind of got into he was going to go to a different city. His partner was going to go to a different city for a seminar for 2 weeks. And he had this feeling like, I don't really trust this guy, he's a little shady. So he got all of his passwords somehow and logged into his dating app, and he had found, when he was looking through his dating app, he had found that he had messaged like hundreds of guys. Dirty, like, hey, are you DTF? When I get there, here's a picture of my rectum. Here's a picture of my butthole. Like to hundreds of guys, all the same message, and that's the conflict shock. Oh my God, I can't digest this. I can't absorb this disgusting, nasty thing. This guy, I can't believe that what is this? I can't digest this. So that's this little chart right here. This is the conflict shock. Boom. I can't. So it has this theme. I can't digest him. I can't digest him. My partner. Okay? I can't digest my partner. He's a filthy pig. He's cheating on me. Da 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 da. Conflict active. He saw this message. He didn't know what to do. He was like, oh my God, so he kind of waited on it, and he was like, periodically would check his account, and sure enough, he just, hey, are you sure you're not seeing anybody? And then he, like, later that day, he would look at his account, and he just keeps on messaging. He's, oh yeah, when I get there, I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you. Stuff like that. Oh my God, okay, all right, he's definitely cheating on me. This guy's definitely crazy. And so he finally confronted the guy about it. He said, hey, like, look, I'm breaking up with you. You're a scumbag. Get out. I'm done with you. And then the guy freaked out. He said, that wasn't me. Oh, it's all a lie. Da, 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 da. Oh, I love you. I still love you. Please don't leave me. All that stuff. And he said, the second that he told him, I'm done, he had to, and guys started freaking out. And he said, I had to take a massive dump. I had to go to the bathroom. So there was the resolution, is he'd kind of gotten rid of this guy. So during the conflict shock, the colon was developing extra gut cells to help him digest this guy's disgusting behavior. And once he'd finally gotten rid of, hey, I'm done with you, gotten rid of him, that's when the symptoms started. And so this was only a week of conflict activity. So the symptoms were relatively minor. We're going into the healing phase. We're getting rid of the extra gut cells here. And so, I doubt this was like a full resolution. It was like a partial resolution. And so the guy went on his trip. He kept on messaging him, oh, I love you, I miss you, when I get back, I want to get back together. He didn't respond. He's like, hey, look, I hate you, don't talk to me. And so when he got back, he went straight from the airport to my student's house. And he started banging on the door. Hey, let me in, let me in. I love you, let me in. Da 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 da. And my student said, hey, no, get away, get lost, get out of here. My parents are coming home soon. Get out of here. I gotta go to school. Get out of here. And it was like a big fiasco. Big fiasco. The cops got involved. I mean, he was crying and yelling and screaming. He was outside for maybe 2 hours before they called the cops. So they called the cops. And they kind of got everything settled, and the cops pretty much said, hey, if you show your face around here, we're going to fine you. You're going to have to pay a fine. And, he got rid of him. They got rid of him. He never saw him again. But the next day, what happened is the police sent a police report to the house. And his parents did not yet know that he was gay. And so the parents were reading they checked the mail, they were reading this report, and they're like, oh my God, my son's gay, oh my God, like, wow. And, my student didn't want his parents to find out about it that soon, or at least find out about it in that way. And so, that is when he remembers he started seeing blood in his stool. Sometime after, we only had one session together, so we need a little bit more time to flesh out all the details. But he remembers it was during that time period is when all the bloody diarrhea started. At some point, he was able to resolve this. I mean, think about how much conflict activity he was having. This isn't so straight. When in a perfect world, there's a conflict, we develop extra gut cells, it gets resolved, we get rid of those extra gut cells, we have symptoms, we go into the epicrisis, and then we go into the scarring phase. So we don't live in a perfect world. This conflict was on and off, because now every time, his parents were kind of giving him a hard time about being gay or just being like weird around him, he would think back, oh man, this guy is such a jerk. This guy's such a jerk, and he's made my life very difficult. And so as we were talking, we would notice that his symptoms would go away when we go into the future. His symptoms would go away when he was in a peaceful relationship, and his symptoms would come back at the end of a relationship when it got volatile, or if he was dating and there was a lot of love drama in his life. So I can't digest men. I can't digest my romantic partners. Conflict active, trying to digest them, and then once he finds a good partner, we go into the healing phase, and then things stable out when, we're not obsessed trying to digest men, obsessed about men. So there's another underlying thing that is causing his symptoms. So for a long time, he had no symptoms. Let me just get rid of this. So for a long time, he didn't have any symptoms. He'd gotten through all of his boy drama and all that stuff. And so he got through all the drama, and he was good. No symptoms. And then one day, just like a ton of blood in the toilet. He had just bloody diarrhea, seemingly out of nowhere. And it was because he'd gotten into another bad relationship or something like that. Boom, right there. He goes into another healing phase. Here he was like, oh, I did some vegetarian diet or some sort of special diet and all these detoxes and cleanses. That what got me better. And so he was, very proud of himself. Like, oh, I got this better. I'm leading all these people to get better. And then, boom, bad relationship, digesting men, create this mess. And then he sees the blood in the toilet. That's the conflict shock, seeing the blood in the toilet. Oh my God, this colitis shit, it's still in my life, destroying my life. Still destroying my life. Oh my God. So he sees the blood in the toilet here, bang. That starts up this. Conflict active. How do I get rid of my colitis? How do I get rid of my colitis? How do I get rid of my colitis? And, he would find a solution like the carnivore diet or something like that and calm down about that for a while. But the men and the colitis were the two ugly, nasty things in his life that he needed to digest, that he was trying, that are putting his gut in and out of overdrive. And that was causing the majority of his symptoms. So, we're still early in the process with him, so there's a lot of like details I don't have. A lot of times really don't need the whole story, but and he's in a pretty good place as is right now. But just knowing this helps you understand that it's not about food. Screw food. I mean, you can eat anything you want. What was the hard to digest thing in your life that put your gut into overdrive? Are the symptoms, usually the symptoms, especially if you're going 20 times a day, usually the symptoms are that's the indigestible thing in your life. The symptoms and then the thing that started it. And then perceiving foods is hard to digest. And he was on all sorts of diets and stuff like that. So we could add, another thing that's putting the gut in and out of overdrive. So guys, this is how our bodies operate. It's not the best design, but it's a design that we are stuck with. This is called German New Medicine. He was able to map out all the diseases in the brain. He would see a ring in this part. So with ulcerative colitis, the ring is on a CT scan and it is in the brain stem. Okay, and it's caused by a conflict shock. My conflict shocks had to deal with women and authority figures. It might happen a long time ago. I don't remember my conflict shock. So, but this is what it is. Okay, we got to find, step 1, find the conflict. Step 2, stop blaming foods. Step 3, learn the basics of G&M. Understand what your symptoms are trying to tell you. And then step 4, actually resolve the conflict, or at least downgrade it. So you don't have blood flying out of your butt every day. It's not fun. So guys, these are the type of stories I hear on a day-to-day basis. They always line up. These people, he came to me, there wasn't really anything stressful going on. I'm like, bullshit. Some other person I was talking to yesterday, my life isn't very stressful. It's like, yeah, your dad beat your sister half to death. What the hell are you talking about? Your life isn't stressful. So this is just how it is, guys. Stop doing the stupid diets. Stop taking those overpriced supplements. Start getting to the root cause. So I can help you do that inside my Rapid Gut Healing program, and I'm also offering one-on-one coaching, and you can do that down below in the description. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.